they were worried going into this race. They genuinely didn't believe that they had the
points. Verstappen and Hamilton, the championship contenders.
In 2026, Formula One will experience a turning point. Not just because of the technical revolution that will forever change how the cars behave, but because of a shake-up on the grid with the arrival of a new player, Cadillac. For the first time since 2016, the grid will feature 11 teams. And Cadillac isn't coming in as just another rookie. Backed by General Motors, loaded with top-tier infrastructure, serious ambition, and a well-structured project, the team already has a technical base, a temporary engine supply deal with Ferrari, and an experienced operational setup through Andretti Global, bringing in experts from high-level motorsport. But amid this new landscape, one big question remains: who will drive Cadillac's future? All signs point to an unexpected, controversial, yet highly strategic pairing. Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Checo Perez, two veterans, two drivers without a seat in 2025. Two names some believe have already seen their best years. But what if? That's exactly what Cadillac needs. Today we're going to explain why. Because this wouldn't be a coincidence, it would be a declaration of... In F1 history, few people have challenged the system with the determination of Mario Andretti. The 1978 world champion didn't just leave his mark as a driver, he's fought tooth and nail to bring his name back to the grid, this time as a constructor. And after years of rejection by FOM, Andretti found an ally that changed everything: General Motors. Together, they built a new plan. The name on the paddock wouldn't be Andretti, it would be one of GM's crown jewels, Cadillac. And that decision was no accident. Cadillac isn't just a luxury brand, it's a symbol of industrial power, a message aimed straight at the European giants of the sport. And their entry won't be symbolic, it's coming with real muscle. In Fishers, Indiana, a state-of-the-art facility is rising as the team's HQ. In Silverstone, UK, a satellite base will be used to recruit elite technical talent and run key tests. Meanwhile, in Concord, North Carolina, a GM engine factory is already working on their first in-house power unit, expected to debut in 2028. Until then, the team will debut in 2026 with Ferrari engines, allowing them to focus on organizational development without sacrificing performance. They'll also use a UK wind tunnel to fine-tune their aerodynamics, while General Motors continues to pour millions into solidifying their presence in F1. Everything is in place: the infrastructure, the funding, and now, even the FIA's approval. FOM had to concede, this new team has what it takes to bring something real to the sport. Only one step remains: announcing the driver lineup. While names like Colton Herta, Mick Schumacher, or Guan Yu Zhou have been mentioned, there are two candidates who seem like the obvious choice. If rumors are true, this wouldn't be a gamble or a PR stunt. It would be a play for stability, experience, and strategy: Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez. A lineup that won't shake the driver market, but might shake up Formula One. Cadillac's greatest asset is its silence. Since both drivers are currently off the grid, signing them wouldn't disrupt the current driver market. That gives Cadillac a unique kind of freedom. They can finalize their plans without leaks, without outside pressure, and without having to rush a decision that doesn't yet demand urgency. If one of those drivers is indeed Sergio Checo Perez, Cadillac could be holding a marketing goldmine. Waiting until the Mexican Grand Prix to make it official would be a masterstroke in PR. After months of speculation during his sabbatical, Checo's comeback with a US-backed team like Cadillac, powered by General Motors, would be the perfect bombshell to launch a global buzz campaign. Many would think that if Cadillac wants impact and instant performance, they should go for young blood or a rising star. But the numbers make something very clear. Valtteri Bottas, with 12 years of racing behind him, is no rookie. With 247 Grand Prix entries, 10 wins, 67 podiums, 20 pole positions, and 19 fastest laps, Bottas is one of the most experienced and consistent drivers of the last decade. And if that's not enough, let's talk context. During his time with Mercedes from 2017 to 2021, he finished as runner-up in the championship twice and played a key role in helping the Silver Arrows secure 5 consecutive Constructors' Championships. And as a cherry on top, Bottas still holds the record for the fastest speed ever recorded in Formula One, 378 km/h, set at the 2016 European Grand Prix. Few drivers currently off the grid can match such a complete resume, and none of the drivers available today come close to his experience in leading a top-tier technical project like Mercedes. Bottas is not only raw speed, and his 20 poles prove he has plenty of it, he also brings calm under pressure. He knows how to work in high-stakes environments, how to handle being teammates with a top driver, and how to play the team game when necessary. In a driver market filled with future bets or recycled names, Bottas stands out. His track record can only be matched by one other free agent, the Mexican driver. Bottas represents competitive certainty. And for a debut team like Cadillac, that kind of reliability is worth its weight in gold. He may not make headlines like others do, but when the lights go out, Bottas delivers. And that, at the end of the day, is exactly what Cadillac needs to start their story with both feet firmly on the track. And if Bottas brings experience and stability, then Sergio Checo Perez, with 14 seasons behind him, brings something else: resilience, racecraft, and a heart of steel. With 285 Grand Prix entries and 1,638 points to his name, Checo has built a career that started in the shadows, but over time became a true Mexican motorsport legend. He scored his first F1 win in one of the most unpredictable races in recent memory, the 2020 Sakir Grand Prix, where he came back from last after lap 1. That victory kicked off a golden era. By the time he left Red Bull in 2024, he had collected 39 podiums, 3 pole positions, 12 fastest laps, and 6 wins. His peak moment, finishing runner-up in the 2023 World Championship, helping Red Bull achieve a historic 1-2 with Max Verstappen. It was a result that gave him not just status, but full credibility at the top of it.
Checo has been on the podium with 4 different teams, a rare achievement in the sport.
He's known for his smart race strategy, excellent tyre management, and ability to fight back from tough positions without losing his cool. While he's never been as strong in qualifying as Bottas, Checo has made a habit of turning average Saturdays into spectacular Sundays. Combined with his strong defensive skills and measured aggression, he's a fierce and respected competitor. And beyond performance, his presence brings something more: massive media impact, the loyalty of a huge fan base, and a gateway to new markets. Few moves would make more noise than putting Checo behind the wheel in Cadillac's F1 comeback. So yes, Bottas and Perez have been overlooked, criticized, or written off by other teams, but numbers don't lie, and neither does history. Together, they could be the perfect foundation for building a brand new F1 project with strength and credibility. Now let's analyze the strengths and weaknesses of both drivers, so we can later determine if they are a good fit, both individually and as a pair. Starting with Bottas, his strengths include surgical consistency. Bottas is one of those drivers who rarely makes costly mistakes. He may not always make headlines, but his ability to deliver solid results time and time again has made him a reliable figure. In teams like Mercedes, that kind of stability was key to winning Constructors' Championships. Explosive in qualifying. With 20 pole positions in his career, Valtteri has proven himself a true one-lap specialist. His ability to maximize the car's performance in decisive moments makes him a guarantee for strong starting positions, a trait few can combine with such regularity. Car control and precision. Few drivers handle a car like Bottas. His driving style is clean, precise, and refined, which has allowed him to perform well in cars with delicate balance and extract pace even in suboptimal conditions. Strategic race vision. Although not the most aggressive, Bottas has a strong sense of race dynamics. He knows when to hold back, when to attack, and how to manage his position based on what's happening around him. This has helped him secure podiums even in chaotic races. Nordic composure. His calm personality has not only earned him respect in the paddock, it's a vital resource during races. Under pressure, Bottas keeps a cool head and avoids impulsive decisions, which is a major advantage when others tend to crack. Outstanding technical feedback. Working with Bottas is a luxury for any engineer. His ability to read the car's behavior and translate it into precise feedback has been a valuable asset both at Mercedes and Alfa.
Performs well in unstable conditions. While he's had ups and downs in the rain, in green track conditions or low grip situations, like FP1 sessions or restarts after red flags, Bottas tends to adapt faster than most, giving him an edge when reference points are scarce.
Now let's look at Perez's key strengths. Master of tire management. It's not just a cliche. If there were a masterclass on making a set of tires last longer than humanly possible, Checo would be the professor. His tire-saving ability is legendary, allowing him to pull off strategies that others can't. From marathon stints to navigating changing conditions, Checo turns every run into a lesson in patience, sensitivity, and surgical precision. Sunday comeback specialist. He can start 15th and still fight for the podium. Checo has a unique talent for climbing through the field. He knows when to take risks, where to overtake, and how to capitalize on others' mistakes. His race reading is brilliant, and in wheel-to-wheel combat he's fierce but fair, which makes him feared in the midfield. In chaotic races, he's always one to watch. Traction control and smooth acceleration. Where many drivers struggle exiting corners, Checo applies throttle with surgical precision. His transition from braking to acceleration is so smooth that he often keeps traction in places where others spin. This skill, combined with his mechanical feel, helps him save tires and optimize corner exits, especially on twisty tracks. King of street circuits. Monaco, Baku, Singapore, Checo owns them. On street tracks, where traction and precision are everything, he consistently outperforms the average. His composure under pressure, combined with his patience in waiting for the perfect moment to attack, has earned him historic victories on these unforgiving circuits. Iron mentality. If there's one thing that defines Perez's career, it's resilience. When it looked like his F1 days were over in 2020, he won in Sakir. When many wrote him off after tough stretches at Red Bull, he came back with a podium or even a win. He has that rare ability to come back stronger after every hit, a trait that's often undervalued at the elite level of sport. Heavyweight experience. Checo has raced for Sauber, McLaren, Force India, Racing Point, and Red Bull. His knowledge of different team structures, various cars, and high-pressure environments makes him adaptable to almost any situation. He's learned how to win in uncertain conditions and lead with maturity. His experience is one of his greatest assets, especially for
In a Formula One as fierce as the one awaiting in 2026, where all teams will practically start from scratch due to the new technical regulations, Cadillac cannot afford to debut with a rookie duo. That wouldn't be bravery, it would be recklessness. Not even a mixed formula, pairing a veteran with a promising youngster, offers the kind of guarantees Cadillac needs. What this new team requires is a stable, predictable, and proven foundation. It needs two experienced hands who not only know how to race, but how to build. And that's where the Perez-Bottas duo makes perfect sense. Both drivers have been part of successful projects and championship-winning teams. Both have thrived in high-pressure environments, and both have adapted to complex cars that require deep development work. But beyond their talent behind the wheel, what Cadillac would gain from them is something even more valuable: structural knowledge. Sergio Perez, with over a decade of experience, has proven to be a driver who not only wins races, but also helps develop cars. His years at Force India and Racing Point are proof of that. He extracted performance from limited machinery thanks to his technical input and adaptability. Even at Red Bull, despite the challenges, he managed wins and performances that other Verstappen teammates couldn't achieve, and only now is he beginning to get credit for that. Valtteri Bottas, meanwhile, is perhaps the most underrated in this regard. In Mercedes, he was a key pillar in building 5 consecutive Constructors' Championships, and at Alfa Romeo Sauber, beyond on-track results, he became a genuine stabilizing force for a team in transition. Today, he's on the brink of becoming a full-fledged development driver with an increasingly sharp technical mindset and a more mature, team-oriented approach. In an era where true development drivers are an endangered species, Cadillac could become the only team on the grid with 2 of them at once. Because if we look at the current grid, only 3 names fit that profile: Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, and Nico Hülkenberg, and none of them are available for a ground-up project. While other teams race to win, Cadillac needs to walk before it can fly. And for that, there's no better decision than betting on wisdom and stability, on 2 drivers who know the road, can navigate obstacles, and are ready to build a team from day one. If there's one thing this analysis has made clear, it's that both Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas are complete drivers, with years of top-level experience. But what really makes their combination powerful is not what they have in common, but what they bring to each, because both have different strengths, and where one may lack, the other fills the gap. Take Checo Perez, for example. He's historically struggled in qualifying. He's not an explosive one-lap driver, and has often started from mid-grid, even with top-tier cars. Bottas, on the other hand, is a Saturday master, with 20 pole positions and surgical precision when it comes to placing the car where it needs to be. In a new team like Cadillac, where every millimeter counts, Bottas's ability to extract the most from qualifying could make all the difference in the early races. But at the same time, Bottas hasn't always been a Sunday warrior. His race pace can be inconsistent, and he tends to struggle when overtaking in traffic or defending under pressure. That's where the fiercer side of Checo comes in: the long stints, the impossible defenses, the epic comebacks. Perez has turned tyre management and racecraft into an art form and can make any strategy work with surgical aggression and precision. In short, Bottas can put the car in the best starting position. Checo can take it to the checkered flag with intelligence and daring. But this isn't just about covering weaknesses. If used well, this duo could be Cadillac's double-edged strategic weapon. Because on weekends with mixed conditions, instability, or unpredictable chaos, Checo can be the chaos driver, the one who turns an improbable strategy into a victory. And when consistency, precision, and pure execution are needed, Bottas can be the steady hand that delivers the plan with surgical accuracy. And beyond individual performance, Cadillac would also benefit from having two mature technical voices, two drivers with experience in car development, with different styles that could push the team to find a well-balanced car without being tied to a single driving philosophy. In a category that rewards versatility, tactical intelligence, and internal cooperation, the Bottas-Perez pairing isn't a stopgap, it's a strategy. It's the foundation upon which Cadillac can build identity, learn fast, and compete from day one. Formula One isn't just a sport or a show, it's a billion-dollar industry where a driver's image and ability to attract brands, investors, and audiences are just as important as what they do behind the wheel. And this is where the potential pairing of Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas becomes a masterstroke for Cadillac.
Let's start with Checo Perez, whose value goes far beyond his driving. After more than a decade in F1, Perez has built an empire of sponsors. His presence almost guarantees a wave of Mexican and Latin American brands. Telmex, Claro, Telcel, and the Carlos Slim Foundation have followed him from the very beginning. But it doesn't stop there. Checo is also a partner in Cadillac, the Mexican used car unicorn that has invested millions into his public image. Add to that premium tequila brands, coffee products, and institutional support from the Jalisco government, which sees him as a national icon. In other words, Perez doesn't just bring sponsors, he brings entire countries with him. He's a continental symbol. His role in the Disney Plus documentary about his life has also turned him into a pop culture figure, recognized by audiences far outside the paddock. And while Perez dominates the Americas, Bottas quietly commands Europe, with his own brand of appeal. The Finnish driver may seem reserved on track, but off it he's become something of a fan favorite. His dry humor, appearances in European ad campaigns, and naturally likable persona have made him a low-key media star. On social media, fans love him for his jokes, his down-to-earth nature, and viral moments like the infamous Bottas bum. On top of that, Bottas brings commercial credibility through his entrepreneurial ventures. He owns businesses in coffee, Finnish cuisine, and co-founded a boutique gym brand with his partner, pro cyclist Tiffany Cromwell. Bottas isn't just a driver, he's a personal brand in growth mode. So what does Cadillac get? Everything. A driver duo capable of unlocking key markets in the Americas and Europe. Two athletes with active, high-value sponsorship portfolios. Two men respected in the paddock, admired by fellow drivers, and beloved by fans. Two personal stories that inspire and humanize the brand. And above all, two commercial powerhouses who can elevate Cadillac's visibility from day one. No on-track results needed. In a business where securing investment and building a loyal audience is just as crucial as developing the car, this duo isn't just strategically smart, it's commercially gold. The question is no longer if they'll come back, it's when and with whom, because the signs are all there, and the noise is growing louder. It started with Checo Perez, who despite being out of the car this season, never really left the paddock. In recent interviews, when asked about a possible comeback, he was clear, "I would only return with a team that motivates me, that respects my trajectory and offers me a long-term project." That's not just a statement, it's a filter that rules out half the grid, but it fits Cadillac perfectly, a team in search of a leader, of a face for its debut. Then came the final spark, from the other half of this potential historic duo. In recent days, Valtteri Bottas posted a video on social media, short, but telling. It showed him getting into a Cadillac SUV with a sly smile, delivering a line that, while vague, spoke volumes. The video went viral immediately, and the consensus was clear. Something is brewing. This wasn't just a wink, it was an announcement dressed up as a joke. And suddenly, everything makes sense. Two drivers with fuel still in the tank. Two teams, one legacy, one newcomer that closed the door on them. And one emerging team, Cadillac, with everything except experience, and in need of exactly what they offer: leadership, knowledge, stability, marketing power, and respect. Because this isn't just about racing again, it's about building a legacy from scratch, and that's exactly what Cadillac could do if their first big move isn't with horsepower, but with two names, Checo Perez and Valtteri Bottas. In F1, taking a year off doesn't mean it's over. Quite the opposite. It's often the recharge needed for a stronger comeback. The greatest names in history have proven it. Niki Lauda returned and became champion. Alain Prost, too. Michael Schumacher came back with Mercedes. Kimi Raikkonen reinvented himself after rallying. Nigel Mansell, Alan Jones, even Juan Manuel Fangio in his era. And of course, Fernando Alonso, the eternal warrior, still fighting at 43. So why not believe that Checo Perez and Valtteri Bottas can do it too? They've used 2025 not to retire, but to regroup, to breathe before the next leap. Because sometimes to return stronger, you first need to step away. And if Cadillac bets on them, what we'll see in 2026 won't be a comeback. It'll be a declaration of war, fueled by experience, hunger, and freedom.